Hi, I'm Debra Rubin-Roberts, founder of Mommy Makeup, and right now I want to talk about our Mommy's Little Helper Concealer. Up until this point, there have been 3 ways to use Mommy's Little Helper Concealer: as an under-eye concealer, as a face cover-up, and as an eyeshadow base when you wear powder eyeshadow. Well now, because of all of you, there's a 4th way to use it, as an all-over foundation with full coverage. Mommy's Little Helper Concealer is really a spot concealer, but many of you wrote in asking for us to come out with a liquid foundation for when you had a special occasion or an evening out. Now, I've been a professional makeup artist for over 15 years, and most of my clients said that they did not like the feel of liquid foundation on their face. So when I came out with Mommy Makeup, I did not want to include that product in the line. But since several of you asked for another option, we figured we would take what we had and build upon it. So now, with our new Velvet Veil Smoothing Soothing Primer and our Teardrop Blending Sponge, you can create a full coverage foundation from our Mommy's Little Helper Concealer. You're about to see me do so. I have no makeup on my face. I'm just wearing a little mascara and a little brow tint. Keep watching and learn how you can use Mommy's Little Helper Concealer as a full coverage foundation. So now I'm going to apply our Mommy's Little Helper Concealer all over my face as a foundation. And I'm going to start by first using our Velvet Veil Smoothing Soothing Primer. You need a tiny amount of this, like less than a pea. I'm going to take it and rub it between my fingers, and I'm going to spread it on my cheeks, down my nose, around my mouth, and my forehead, all over my face. Velvet Veil seals in your moisturizer and fills in those little fine dry lines so it goes on smoothly and makes the Mommy's Little Helper Concealer go on more smoothly too. Now I'm going to take our Camouflage Concealer brush and our Mommy's Little Helper Concealer, and I'm going to put it on as if I was just doing normal concealing, what I call spot concealing. So I'm going to put it in the corner of my eye and right here under my lash line. The brush lets me get right in there under the lash line. I want you to see how I do that. Can you see I got in here and right under the lash line? Let's do the other side. Inner corner and right under that lash line. Mommy's Little Helper Concealer is oil-free, talc-free, and paraben-free. It is PETA certified cruelty-free, and like all Mommy Makeup products, made in the USA. I'm going to get the corner of my nose and the corner of my mouth. Your own features create little shadows there, so when you put Mommy's Little Helper Concealer there, it softens those shadows. Let's do the other side. So I'm just painting it on with the Camouflage Concealer brush. And now I'm just going to get these little darker areas over here that I have. These are spots I need extra concealing. So that's why I'm doing the brush first. And then we will use our Teardrop Blending Sponge to make the Mommy's Little Helper Concealer become a foundation. And if I wasn't using it as a foundation and I was just spot concealing, I would then just blend it out with a regular makeup wedge and then apply our Mineral Jewel powder. Okay, so here I have all the little spot concealing finished. I'm going to take our Teardrop Blending Sponge, and I have this little bowl of water here, right here. And I'm going to take the Teardrop Blending Sponge and dip it in the water. Now you could just do this at your sink, but I don't have a sink here. And I'm draining out the excess water from the sponge, so it's just a little slightly damp. And now I'm going to take our concealer, take the sponge, and I'm going to tap it in, and then I'm going to do what I call bouncing. I'm going to bounce the sponge on my face, and I'm getting my entire face with the Mommy's Little Helper Concealer and the Teardrop Blending Sponge. Now because I put the Mommy's Little Helper concealer more concentrated on those areas I wanted the extra coverage, I'm going to get a really complete coverage there. Now this is not something I would do every day. I would do this maybe for a special occasion, if I'm going out in the evening, when I do on camera work. But daily I would just do the spot concealing and then put the mineral jewel powder on. Now we came up with this whole concept because people were asking us to come out with a liquid foundation. Now most people say that they find liquid foundation makes them feel like they have a coating on. So this, with the sponge, permits us to get an idea or an effect of liquid foundation, but with our Mommy's Little Helper concealer. And I think I've gotten most of my face pretty much done. So now I'm just going to take my ring fingers and I'm going to tap down where I had put the Mommy's Little Helper concealer in my under eye area and blend out my inner corner. And now the little bit I have left over, I can put on my lid. And now, so that it stays looking fresh like this all day, I'm going to set the Mommy's Little Helper concealer with our mineral jewel powder. Mineral jewel powder, Little Lush Kabuki brush. I'm going to swirl it in the mineral jewel powder, and I'm not going to buff it. I'm just going to gently press it in. And pressing it in is going to set the Mommy's Little Helper concealer so it wears all day. Mineral jewel powder is talc-free, oil-free, paraben-free, fragrance-free, certified PETA cruelty-free, and made in the USA. It gives a beautiful, soft focus velvet finish to the skin. I'm even going to set the Mommy's Little Helper concealer under my eyes with it. And I'm going to put a little on my lid too. And there you go. Now I've applied our Mommy's Little Helper concealer all over my face using our Velvet Veil Smoothing Soothing Primer and our Teardrop Blending Sponge. Mommy makeup, the best beauty for busy women.